Good afternoon, everyone, whatever time it is when you're listening to this podcast. Welcome to the local SEO lab where Alison and I team up and educate business owners on how to best use their Google business profile for local businesses out there that are wanting to improve their visibility and generate more leads and ultimately get that phone call ringing and happening more often. So, Alison, welcome once again. Thank you for being here and being part of this podcast. It's been a pleasure. Give us a small introduction for those who have just joined us.
Okay, righto. Thanks, Jose. Yeah, I'm Alison, the owner of Pinpoint Local. We specialise in Google Business Profile Management Services and local SEO. So we're all about local businesses who want local leads, and we do tips, hints, manage your profile, and also if you need any help, certainly reach out.
Awesome. So we cover absolutely everything when it comes to
Mm.
your business profile. And we've been doing this for quite some time. So if you're just new here, please go back and listen to all our other podcasts where we dive into the itty bitty gritty points of the Google business profile. And if you're not aware of the profile, it is something that is so super beneficial for every business owner. And if you look at it from the outside, you can't actually see how much value there is
Mm.
right behind the profile. And this is what we do here is we uncover all those little bits and pieces that the Google business profile has to help you leverage your local pack and get in front of competitors to get that phone ringing. So what are we going to cover today, Alison? I believe it's web.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to widen this
Yeah,
local SEO topic a little bit more from the profile into the website.
yeah,
Now. So we've been really focused on the Google Business Profile because, as you're saying, there is so much detail involved in the profile. And in fact, it's almost like a mini website within itself
yeah,
on Google. But the business website is critically important for ranking locally as well.
yeah,
So I want to touch on between the relationship between the Google Business Profile and the website and
yeah,
how they leverage off each other for
yeah,
local SEO. So this is really important. Now, because I'm Pinpoint Local is all about local and local businesses, I'm going to be a tad controversial here in as far as for businesses local. I'm talking about local businesses where they want their leads to be hyper local, like as in a radius of 10 to 15 kilometers, depends how competitive your niche is, your business is. But there, when we know plenty of businesses, Jose, like we in Melbourne, which is a massive city of 4 million or whatever the population is now, we know many small businesses, they actually do only want their leads within that hyper local area.
yeah,
And if you want that, and that's like the trade services, or if you're dentists and allied health and chiropractors and things, often your leads are within a 10, 15K radius. And I'm going to say if you're one of those hyper local businesses, your website is actually main purpose is for your Google business profile, is to rank your Google business profile. So you because the website on its own, particularly if you're trade services and you're hyper local, it'd be very difficult to rank that website because Google does favor directories like high pages, yellow pages, and
yeah,
there's often some businesses that have been around for 15 years and have been spending a lot on SEO, and they're just bigger trusted businesses for Google, and their websites will always show up
yeah,
first. So if you're hyper local, your Google business profile is really the lead generation to your website.
yeah,
If you want to rank outside of that radius and you want to rank across the city and across the state, this is where website generic SEO and some of your strategies are in play, Jose. But I'm talking
yeah,
about the hyper local who predominantly 80% or more is local leads. And
yeah.
so I'm going to say the website is purely for shoring up your Google business profile
Hmm.
and to leverage that.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, so if you've got that concept, so if you're a small business, local business, first thing you want to always do is have your Google business profile and then select that category. And we've done a podcast on the primary category and the secondary categories in Google business profile. So that primary category, so you're a plumber, electrician, on your website, that's what you want to be your title, is the primary category of your Google business profile. So be aware in some niches like law and dentistry, medical, that you've got a choice of up to 10 different primary categories. So don't confuse Google. You want your primary category on your Google business profile to be the title of your website, the H1. And then, of course, it's all about location. So you want plumber in Melbourne eastern suburbs, or if you want to get really hyper, an electrician in Croydon and surrounding areas. And I would put in adjective like best, trusted, local, and those type of words. So that's correlating your website to your Google business profile. So that's what I mean by leveraging using your website to reinforce the information on your profile. So, I mean, that's just talk about the title on the website. So, going back to the Google Business Profile, so we're sort of trying to interrelate these two entities, these two platforms. There's a link on the Google Business Profile where you put your website link in. Now, I have come across businesses where they've put a Facebook link in because they're once again they're small local businesses and probably haven't got a website yet, so they put their Facebook link in. Now, there's been an update on Google within the last month. This is 2025 about links in the Google Business Profile, and Google wants a website link where it says website. It doesn't want a Facebook or a LinkedIn or any other link.
Yeah.
And it actually, oh, worse yet, don't put any link in.
Mm.
So put a link in and make sure it's a website link. And for local businesses out there, if you haven't got a website yet and you've been relying on word of mouth, networking, Facebook or something, you've got to have a website to go along with your a Google business profile. And we do. Pinpoint Local does create very simple, basic, but excellent local SEO websites. So rather than have nothing, I mean, we are not website developers, we are not graphic designers, but we're really good at local SEO. So
Yeah.
we incorporate that in your package if you haven't got a website.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So, you know, our monthly package, because we know it helps to rank Google Business, it makes our job so much easier.
Wow. So that's even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, okay, there we go. We've got it down pat. We've got it as I said, we're not graphic designers or anything, but give us a
Yeah.
logo, give us branding colors, and
Yeah.
we'll do a really simple, quick um, local SEO business website that will link to your profile and that will get you going. We've had like just two in the last month where
Yeah.
they're brand new businesses, they're local, they had a Facebook page and that's all. So
Yeah.
we've taken it from there and expanded into the website and all the other platforms and everything. So
That's
anyway, so you've
great.
got to have a website. So you've got to have a website is what I'm saying.
Well, that's awesome because when people are at that stage of business, that they don't have the budget to spend five,
Yeah,
$6,000 on a
exactly.
website.
Exactly.
So coming to
Exactly.
you,
You
getting
get
a profile set up, and you know,
Google Business Profile. We've actually developing a package because with these last few businesses where we've done this, as because we create the website, we know exactly what works from
yeah,
Google's point of view and the Google Business Profile. They rank in so well. We're doing a package now for exactly that. And as you say, I mean, further down the track, they can spend that money and get a good, decent website, which is probably more conversion operating. Ours is for ranking. So, but it gets a business started. So you've got to have a website. You've got to have a link in your Google Business Profile to your website. You've got to have your primary category, and you've got to have your locations in your website. And that's what I mean by being hyper local. For every service that you have on your Google Business Profile and every category you have on your Google Business Profile, have as a separate page on your website as well. So we've also done a podcast on the services
yeah,
section of the Google Business Profile, and they are ranking factor now. They didn't used to be, but a lot of SEO experts have seen the data come in that putting those services in your profile does help it to rank for that profile in those locations. So for every individual service, have a separate service page on your profile, and the service on your Google Business Profile linked to that service page. So if you're an electrician, say if you do switchboard upgrades, you do outdoor lighting installation, you do what else is there? Perhaps solar installation, whatever like that. New build electrical fit outs. Every one of them should be a separate page on your website. So you can start with the top three, top four, top five. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Services, and have a separate page, and also put your locations in that page. So you're always the same locations that you got on your Google Business Profile, put on your website as well as location pages. So is that making sense? Is it? Do you think?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely it really needs to replicate the website.
Yep. Yep. Oh, the website needs to replicate Google Business Profile. I
Yes.
always take the Google Business Profile as the foundation,
Yeah.
and that's a lead generation to the website. And you want the website to reinforce to Google every bit of data that's on the profile as a trust and credibility issues on the
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
So the other important thing is NAP, name, address, phone.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, in the Google Business Profile, that's critically important. You've got to have that exactly the same on your website, and you could have it in the footer, your business name, your phone number, and if you're bricks and mortar, put the address, obviously, but have the address exactly the same as your Google Business Profile. What I mean by that is often there's a medical in your Suite 5 Level 2. Well, don't on your website have Level 2 Suite 5 number. Have it exactly the same.
Yeah.
And on all your platforms, have your name, address, phone number identical across. So there's a trust factor. Google knows exactly the details going forwards. So I'll put that on the footer. And if you're not a bricks and mortar, you'd have the areas we service with
Yeah.
links going to what we call location pages, which you're probably familiar with as well, Jose, that you want your service pages and you want your location pages. For hyperlocal, that's just your main 6 postcodes, because your Google Business Profile is going to rank much further than that. So if you're in the east of Melbourne, you're not going to be found as a plumber in the western suburbs.
Mhm.
So, but that's where you want your website, as you say, when you've got more money and you do want a service outside your local area, you can build out your website even more.
Yeah.
But you've got to have your NAP, your name, address, phone number, identical from your from your Google Business Profile to your website. You need all your services, individual pages. This is where we offer our local SEO website, where we get local trades in particular, where they have a one-page website, which they've built themselves, which is, as we're saying, this is sort of the progression you do as a business owner. You throw up your own Wix website, or GoDaddy has got a free website. You do one page and have all your services just in a table, a block. Well, don't do that.
Mhm.
Or if you do that, link it to a service page.
Yeah.
So it's all individual. The other thing, I would always embed a Google Business Profile map onto a website. I'd use the embed code, which you can find on Google Business Profile. When you go into the share icon, Google gives you the option to paste the code in, which you can do, the HTML code snippet in any website. I have seen people do a screenshot of the map as a JPEG and put that on their website. Don't do that, because it's not the same as having code.
Yeah.
It's just an image.
Yeah.
So, and a good place to put that image, that area, the Google Business Profile map, is on the footer, because then it's right across your website.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing is obviously Google reviews. Always,
That's a big one.
yeah, whether you got WordPress, there's so many different widgets you can
Yeah.
do, or it doesn't matter what CMS you're using for your website, which is what your website builder is. There's some sort of code or something rather you can put Google Business Profile reviews,
Yeah.
and that's a no-brainer, and it should be able to refresh as you get new reviews. And you can normally configure it so that you can have it in a grid format or show so many. But I
Mm.
sort of think don't just put three. If you
Yeah.
got if you got 70 Google reviews, make it look substantial so that there's a real
Yeah.
credibility factor when people land on that website.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So
Big thing, showing that credibility.
yeah, yeah. And that is a ranking factor. I mean, Google has doesn't use the word credible, but there's three ranking factors for Google Business Profile and local SEO, and that's trust, relevance, and prominence. So the proximity you can't really do much about. Proximity is one of those factors too. They introduced a fourth one, but if someone's in an area and they're looking for a business and they're searching, you can't do much if you're 20 kilometers away from that person searching. But you can do a lot about the trust factor and the relevance factor. And that's where on the website you can reinforce all those trust factors and relevance. Relevance meaning that you do those services in those locations and list every single service. So they're the main things I would say about. There's all the technical SEO with the website, which is I don't know how much we want to go into that, but as I said at the beginning, the title is critically important. Don't have from your Google Business Profile, you go to your website and says welcome or something like that.
Mm.
You want your primary category, plumber, electrician, that people know exactly what that website is about
Yeah.
and the location where you are,
Yeah, that's
straight
big.
up, and tell Google that too. But you want to structure your website in a way where there's headings, subheadings, bullet points, and
Yeah.
that sort of structure. Now, this is for another podcast, but this is critical for AI search, the structure of your
Yeah.
website.
Yeah. That's
Because,
big right now, isn't it?
yeah, the LLMs, large language models use structure to find information,
Mm.
and it's really important. So, but we can go into AI search at another time
Yeah,
because they're quite different.
that.
The data that's coming out is very, very different.
Mm.
It really is. It's quite interesting. So, businesses are going to have different types of strategies. So, one thing we haven't mentioned, which we'll briefly touch on in the website, is links. And if you're hyperlocal, once again, I'm only going to focus, and we only focus on hyperlocal, is those links. People always talk about backlinks for websites, and that once again, if you want to rank statewide, nationally, that's probably really important. But with hyperlocal, it's all about hyperlocal links. You don't need a great deal of them, and they have to be local or niche specific. So
Mm.
your chamber of commerce, your BNI chapter, your association, your trade association, those sort of links, and you only need half a dozen of credible, trustworthy links
Mm.
for a local website to rank. So, and then the other citations could be the ones which are the classic ones like Apple Maps, Bing Maps,
Yeah.
Yellow Pages,
Yeah.
True, all those ones like that. But you don't go stupid and get 80 or 100 like 2019 where people used to do that type of thing.
Mm.
You only need the top 10 generic ones, your niche ones, and your local ones
Yeah.
together. So, um, yeah, so that's the links to your website. And that gives the trust factor as well, which reinforces the profile, which helps the profile to show up in that top three.
Yeah.
So we see it all the time that if you want us to rank a Google business profile and there's a crappy website, we actually we won't take that on anymore
Mm.
because it just doesn't work. We
Yeah.
will say, look, we'll build you out a good local SEO website rather than
Yeah.
this one page
Yeah.
Wix one, which has got no SEO, no headings or anything else like that.
Yeah.
So, um, but they work together, and if you get these factors together, the Google Business Profile, everything we've done on the podcast, and get these basic local SEO factors on your website, your local business will rank with time, and you continue getting your reviews. You will beat most of your competitors.
Mm.
You
It's
really will.
amazing what it can do for you. Such a, a free source that you can just continually add to. It's just amazing what it can do to your local rankings and your
Yep.
business in terms of revenue as well.
Yep, yep. You get those two working for you, and certainly helps on Google. With AI search, that's a different factor, but it's at the moment that's still just a small amount of local search.
Mm.
So it's still for local. It's still all about Google.
Yeah.
People are still finding local businesses on Google, but that is changing quickly. So, and there is a shift happening, but it's still a small amount at the moment.
Yeah. Awesome.
So,
Well,
what else do we need to? I think that's just about very briefly. The only other one thing I'll just say before we go is your website obviously has to be mobile friendly
yeah.
and it has to be reasonably fast. I mean, there's all these tools to check speed of websites and everything. Once again, we're talking about hyper local websites, a local
Yeah.
trade,
Yeah.
a local cafe or anything else like that. They haven't got 100 pages on the, or 200 pages or whatever. Um, you just have to be reasonably fast, faster than your competitors.
Yeah.
So, but you do have to look good on mobile. You do have to look at your
Yeah.
website, which is what we do, and you have to just make sure your images are still orientated correctly for mobile and the spacing and things like that. Because if it loads too slowly and it doesn't convert very well on mobile, and seriously for local businesses, people are searching on the mobile
Yeah.
for
If
local
the
home
percentage,
services.
if the percentage of mobile searches are getting higher and higher.
Yeah, yeah. So it's got to look good, and
Yeah.
I mean, for something that's probably more involved. Say if you're looking at finance or law or something, eventually you'll go to desktop and probably want to really do a deep
Yeah.
dive on the website.
Yeah.
But that first search is nearly always so much often done on mobile.
Yeah.
So your your website has to work on mobile as well. So
The big factor.
yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else that do you think? I mean, it's a big topic.
It is a big topic. I think we covered a lot. Uh,
But I want to simplify it because a lot of people talk about website SEO and they're talking about big websites and big businesses that want to rank on lots of different levels. Whereas what I'm talking about is a local website that only wants to rank within, for local leads within a 15, 20 kilometer. And that's why I say for these type of businesses, your website is all about shoring up your Google
yeah.
business profile.
Yeah. And
And
it's a
then,
it's a um it's a massive factor. Like we have been talking so much about just the profile, but the next level is the website.
yeah, yeah,
Once you go through the whole process of optimizing your profile, the next step, while if you are aware, you can do it as you go. But if you're not, then the next step to improve your Google business profile is to get that website synced
yeah.
with your profile.
And I just thought of one other thing. Please, please do not use stock images when you're a local business. I don't think
Yeah.
any website should. But when you're a local business, you've usually got so many images that you
Yeah.
can choose some that show you as a
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
and your team and your cars and your vehicles and your branding and your logos.
Yes.
I mean, you're not like big corporates or something. It's all about you and your team. So,
Yeah.
every image on your website should be about you, should not be stock images. And look, there's a whole thing about um, image alt text, which is naming your images. And we always name them on the Google Business Profile and name them on the website as well. Once again, your primary category, your location, and
Yeah.
your NAP as
Yeah.
well. And I would even go as far, not just images, rich media in general, which
Mhm.
means, videos and everything else. So,
Mhm. Awesome.
um, but if you're a local business, you should have so many images. I mean, if you're trade
Yeah.
services, most of them
I-
use project
Definitely.
management like Tradeify in Australia and ServiceMate, where you got all your images of your jobs. So
Yeah.
put a couple of them on your website and your Google business profile together as
Yeah.
case studies.
Yeah.
That'd
And
be
it just comes back
perfect.
down to credibility. If you can
Yep,
see real people, real
yep,
humans in there,
yep,
it's
yep,
just that trust factor.
yep. And as we know, that's going to be even more important going forwards.
Yeah.
Real people. So,
Yes.
I mean,
Especially as AI is taking over the world.
oh my goodness, some of the things, some of the videos, I mean, crazy good.
Yeah, I
They
know.
really
It is.
are. So having your logo, your high vis, your vehicles, um, pictures of the jobs with the trenches or the switchboard or whatever job you've done. I mean, that's going to be so important, so unique going
Mm.
forwards, and the whole trust factor.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Another great session on on the website and the Google Business Profile. Alison, I'm glad I actually learned something about your services as well.
Yes.
Because the fact that you build a website as part of your package is
Yeah,
just incredible.
yeah,
Because that's what local businesses need that are
yeah.
just starting up.
Yep. We do
So,
a basic, yeah, 6-page website, but it's highly hyper local and tied
yeah,
into your Google business profile.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it works so well.
yeah. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yep.
So you've also got a QR code that you offer for
Yes.
local audits for business owners that are looking to improve their search. Do you want to walk us through that quickly?
Yeah. So there's should be a QR code or link somewhere in the description or
Yep.
comments or whatever like that. And look, I do a video audit of your Google business profile, which is purely informational. So I go from the top all the way through it, saying what your quick wins are, what you're missing out on, what your competitors are doing, what you're not doing, and tips and hints about your Google business profile. And you can certainly implement them yourselves, or if you need some help, obviously Pinpoint Local can help you. And after this podcast, we've got a whole lot of these video audits I need to do. So yeah, click that link or scan that QR code. There's only 3 fields you need to fill in, and you get a free video audit. So why not?
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you once again, Alison. I appreciate your time with us here on the Local SEO Lab. And for everyone out there, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you watch the previous videos and we look forward to the next one. Thank you.
Good one. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.